Alright, what is up, you guys? It is your boy Killer Cam with my SmackDown review for February 28, 2020 from Boston, Massachusetts. What did you think of the show tonight?
I honestly thought it was a pretty good show.
You know
I was
what?
very surprised.
You know what? I'm not going to lie. SmackDown the last couple weeks has been the drizzling shits.
I agree.
But tonight, it went from being a drizzling shit to a slightly less smelling shit. Meaning it's still shit, but it wasn't as shit. So it was actually a pretty decent SmackDown.
I agree.
If I say so myself. You know, this is the first SmackDown in weeks that I actually think was not bad. Like it was just above average. My final grade for the show is going to be a 6 out of 10. But I think that it did what it needed to do. And I hope you guys enjoy looking at this picture of John Cena, because that was what this episode was mainly covering, was the return of John Cena. Yeah, the memes or whatever. And it was interesting because they showed a lot of John Cena stuff throughout the night. Show opened up with Goldberg getting a lot of boos, which I'm not surprised about. That was a very controversial win against The Fiend yesterday. Roman Reigns came out. Well, Goldberg said it's not about who's last, it's about who's next. And Roman came out, and they just announced Goldberg and Roman for Mania, which I was not surprised about, but I thought maybe they'd have the Elimination Chamber for them to kind of set it up, but that's besides the point. Opening match of the night was Bayley against Naomi. This match went 2.5 minutes, but we had the return of Sasha Banks.
I was so excited.
So that was good to see. I'm glad to see Sasha's back.
So excited.
You know, I'm glad to see that she's back in the mix, and she came back in her hometown. Best place to come back for her was then. Naomi and Bayley had a rematch. Match went about 2.5 minutes. It was not all that good. It was a half star. Then Sasha came in, and them and Bayley both attacked Naomi. Lacey Evans came in for the save. Then they made an impromptu tag team match between Lacey Evans and Naomi, taking on the Boston Hug Connection and Bayley and Sasha Banks. And I must say, I thought this was a pretty decent tag team match. You know, these four women. Lacey seems to be getting better. You know, she was not really as good at first, but she seems to be getting better in the ring. You know, of course, Sasha and Bayley, you already know how they work. They're tremendous athletes, tremendous workers in the ring. They'll make even the worst opponent look better than what they're supposed to. But decent match. I thought it was a very, very good match for what it was. You know, it was good. You know, not really bad, just overall average. So next up, we get to Bobby Roode taking on Kofi Kingston. And surprisingly, to me, in my opinion, honestly, I think this was the match of the night to me. I think it was, you know, I think the tag match at the end with the Usos and Miz and Morrison was close, but I actually liked this match. I thought
Which match?
I thought Kofi was going to win. But, you know, Bobby Roode did something interesting in the match that I thought was pretty cool. He did something where he hit the steps, and then Big E got ejected. And then they did something where Dolph put Bobby Roode's foot on the rope, and then Bobby Roode ended up rolling up Kofi and won the match 1, 2, 3. So Bobby Roode got a win over Kofi Kingston, which is
with the help of Dolph.
Which is interesting now because they're setting up for Elimination Chamber. So Roman Reigns and Goldberg was announced for WrestleMania. Something interesting to me, though, is Braun Strowman was announced for a 3-on-1 handicap match against Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. So I'm wondering, how are they going to do it? Because if Sami Zayn pins Braun, does he win the title? Or does Shinsuke win? Or I don't know how they'll do it, but I guess that's the way that they'll go about doing it. Daniel Bryan beat Curtis Axel in about 4.5 minutes by submission. Is there really anything to this match? No.
Which one?
Daniel Bryan and Curtis Axel.
No,
there was really
Daniel Bryan.
There was really nothing to that match. Daniel Bryan's looking strong.
He did the yes lock.
I don't know what.
And he tapped.
I don't know what they're building Daniel up for, but hey, it is what it is. Miz and Morrison came out and cut a promo, and it was announced that John Morrison and the Miz, the Usos, the New Day, Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, and Rudolph will all be in the Elimination Chamber. Pretty interesting that they're going to be doing a tag team Elimination Chamber. I love the women's one that they did last year. but the first one that they did with New Day and Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, and that one was all right. But I love the women's one that they did last year. The Usos defeated John Morrison and The Miz. I'll give this match about 3.5. 3 out of 5 stars. It was a good match for what it was. Then we get to the main event segment, what everybody wanted to see. John Cena cut a promo. And you know what? He got me a little bit because he came out and said, John Cena, the WrestleMania does not need John Cena. It's all about building new stars, and you know what? In a way, he has a point. It is about making new stars, and he said, "I don't know when the next time I'll see you guys is, but I'll be back. I'll do whatever. And I'm sitting over there thinking, okay, Cena's not gonna have a Mania match, but I kind of always thought in the back of my head, I said the Fiend's gonna come out, gonna attack him or whatever. Fiend did not attack him, which was surprising, but I'll get to that in a minute. Cena basically was saying his monologue about, how he's going to never give up. And there was no John Cena sucks chance, which I was very surprised. People were glad to see John Cena. People were happy to see him. Throughout the night, they showed his highlights from when he debuted, when he won the WWE title against JBL, when he won the title against The Rock, then when he won it for the 16th time against AJ Styles. So then John Cena is sitting there on the ramp doing his whole thing. Lights go out.
And everything.
The lights go out, and you just know the Fiend is behind him because John Cena's got that look like, I done messed up now. And John Cena slowly turns around, and the Fiend is right there, and he just points at the WrestleMania sign. And Cena tips his hat to him and says, "You can't see me," and the Fiend disappears. That, to me, was the hell of a way to build the match because you didn't have Cena get attacked. You didn't have Cena attack the Fiend. You just had no words were spoken, but the match was made official due to their gestures, the way that they went about doing it. And I think that was tremendous. I thought that it was fantastic the way they did it. I really thought while Cena was doing his whole thing, I thought the Fiend was going to attack him. I really did. I thought the Fiend was going to come out, and I was expecting to hear, "We're really glad that you're our friend." I was expecting to hear the Firefly Funhouse theme song. Excuse my rendition of that. It was terrible. I'm sorry. But I was expecting to hear it, and it did not happen like that. Instead, they did it. They went a better route than what I thought they were going to go. And it was good. Like I said, SmackDown this week was decent. It wasn't as bad as what it is. We did see that glitch thing again, and it happened during the Miz and Morrison match. But speaking of that match, though, the Usos did a fantastic move at the end where Jay slammed him off the turnbuckle, and then Jimmy jumped on him. I don't know if you saw it, but it looked pretty cool the way they went about doing it. I thought that was pretty cool. But the Usos got a big win over them, and hey, I mean, it was what it was. SmackDown, I'm not disappointed in this episode this week, but knowing that, they're probably going to end up, having a disappointing episode next week or the week after. So I don't know if John Cena is going to be on any more episodes of SmackDown, or if we're just not going to see him again until WrestleMania. I don't know how we're going to go about doing it, but I don't know if we're gonna see him anymore on any more episodes. They might just not have Cena show up anymore, and we just might not see him again until WrestleMania, which I'd be fine with. I mean, maybe if Cena makes one more appearance, it'd be cool. But if we don't see Cena again until WrestleMania, I'm fine with that. And they just have the Fiend build up and kind of say, hey, Cena's beat me before in the past. I challenged Cena at WrestleMania because I want to beat him. 6 years ago, he embarrassed me at WrestleMania and took away my WrestleMania moment. That's the way you could build it up. And if you don't want to have the Fiend, you could have Bray Wyatt face John Cena. You could have Bray Wyatt face Cena instead of the Fiend, because John Cena beat Bray Wyatt. John Cena did not beat the Fiend. So that is something that I thought was interesting. As always, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the review. I'm about to be out of here. I'll have some Mania reviews coming whenever I get the time to do it. Anyway, guys, hope y'all enjoyed. Your boy Killer Cam is out. Peace.